Hey guys, and in this video I just want to be showing you all the classes that I use for Titanfall multiplayer. So here I call this class Ghost. So you basically have any assault rifle. Well, personally I prefer the G2 just because it's very accurate. It's either the G2 or the Hemlock. Choosing between those two for this class. The charge rifle, specifically because you can be in a faraway place while cloaked and still be able to shoot a Titan. And of course phase embark, because sure, getting into your Titan faster, you may not think that it's that important, but it is. And low profile, if you're going to use cloak, must have low profile. Shock Seeker. This I use Pulse Blade and the R201 because it's a rapid fire weapon. And this, you basically use this class for, let's say, bounty hunt when you're about to bank, make sure no one's in there with the pulse blade, or in amped hardpoint, make sure no one's in the hardpoint, and power cell, so to give yourself pulse blade more often, and low profile. I think it's my favorite perk out of all of these, just because when you climb onto a Titan, it doesn't appear until when you're just about to pull out their battery. Hyperflight Hero. This would have to be one of my favorite classes, just because Stim is like my favorite pilot, and the car, because it has such a tight hip fire accuracy, you could easily use Stim and while you're sprinting shoot like crazy and take out multiple guys. And the charge rifle, I use it for the majority of my classes because you can take out Titans from range. And of course, low profile and phase embark. Rough Recon. I'm a little bit undecided on the pilot, whether I should use cloak or should I use AWOL. Because AWOL, I'd be able to place down my particle shield and I'd be able to shoot that without them being able to shoot me. But cloak, I find it's easier because it lasts longer than AWOL. So I use the Carber simply because all the other snipers are shit. The double take, you need to shoot them twice unless you hit them in the head, and it has a very low rate of fire. So I do not like it particularly. The DMR, I don't know, but I don't find it very stable. The Carber though, it's not the best, but it is a one-shot kill no matter where you hit them. So I use the Carber with speed loader because you need to reload fast with that thing. And extra ammo because you only get 4 bullets. With extra ammo you get 7. Variable zoom just because it's my favorite scope out of them all. And whenever you're using a sniper, make sure that you have a pistol because these snipers are terrible at close range. So do not have an anti-Titan, have a pistol, doesn't matter which one. I like an automatic pistol because it's easy to use. I also recommend the Wingman and the Mozambique. The Hammond I find it a little bit difficult to use. Mid-range Master. This is also one of my favorite classes, just because of the Hemlock. This is my favorite weapon. It's the only burst weapon, and this weapon does extreme amount of damage, the Hemlock. Look at those stats. The accuracy is amazing, and the range, you have decent range, and you have an amazing rate of fire. This weapon has such a good impact that you can kill a pilot with one burst. Yes, one burst. And it's good because usually you kill a pilot in 2 bursts, but you aim for the center of mass, and with the recoil of this weapon, it will automatically go to the head. So easy headshots. I use grapple because grapple gives you that much more mobility. So phase pilot. I know I haven't set it up yet, but I'll tell you about it. So I would have phase pilot here, and I would have the Mastiff and the charge rifle. So everything would be the same except for the pilot. So the pilot would be phase. You would phase and try to remember where the pilot was. Of course they're going to move a little bit, but you just moving around in that space while using phase will already give you a huge advantage, because the Mastiff, it doesn't have the best range. So if someone's shooting you from far, then you use phase shift and then they get you out of your way. These two I have not yet made. For Last Titan Standing, I use the Cold War, Grapple, Arc Grenade, and I use the Wingman Elite. And I also use Low Profile, because when you're rodeoing a Titan, it helps in Last Titan Standing. Live Fire, we all love that new game mode, of course. Me, it's almost identical to my Hyper Flight Hero class, except the perks are different and the secondary is different. I have a pistol, the automatic RE45, excuse me, and I do not have low profile, but I have fast regen, just because in that Crucible, you need to regenerate your health fast, and I have kill report, because it helps to know when your enemies die. Tank. I've yet to set this one up. It consists of AWOL and the Devotion. Because you can lay down your AWOL, and the Devotion, it starts out slow, boom, 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 brrr, and then it really ramps up. So if you're good at using the Devotion, this is the perfect class for you, because you could really piss some people off. And Archer, because you can get behind your AWOL and it gives you time to lock on. Phase Embark, I like it. You could use Power Cell or Phase Embark. I like to use Power Cell because so you get your AWOL more often. And Low Profile is by far my favorite perk. Kit, sorry, I'm thinking Call of Duty. Kit, just because you get on Titan, they don't know you're there. Grapple Glider. This is also one of my favorite classes. Here, I have Grapple to get around easily, Arc Grenade to stun pilots and Titans. The Flatline. This weapon. Sure, some of you might use it and you think, oh crap, this weapon is shit. But no. This weapon, sure, it's not very good at long range, as you can see from its stats. Sure, it says that its range is 65. You think that's pretty moderate range. But look at the accuracy. This weapon will sway side to side. So you have to be very careful when you're going for long range. That's why I use this weapon short range, always. And if you did want to take out a Titan from long range, use the charge rifle. Because this is one of my favorite, because the MGL, it's good, except I find it a little bit slow. The magazine size is very small and it takes a while to reload. Thunderbolt, the shot is so slow that the Titan has enough time to move out of the way before the shot gets them. And the Archer, the disadvantage is that it reveals your location, otherwise very strong damage. And those are my classes. Now let's go into Titans. Ion, I have Overcore and Grand Cannon, just because because the core for the Ion is, gotta admit, pretty epic. So I use Overcore so I can get that core faster, and Grand Cannon so it lasts longer. My Scorch, I use Turbo Engine because that could really help, because the Scorch is a very slow Titan. It's like the Legion. When a North Star is targeting you, those things, they do a lot of damage if they hit your critical spots. So Turbo Engine is very good. Sure, it's only one dash, but it gets you out of the way. And Inferno Shield, because you want to increase the damage that you do when, instead of meleeing a Titan, just use the Inferno Shield to melt them. And this will increase the duration of the Thermal Shield and the damage. And I use Dome Shield for all of them. This Titan you need to make to run away. Both kits, they need to be built to run away. That's what my Titan is. The Titan kit for this, I'm using Turbo Engine. Because a lot of people use Overcore, it's pretty good because you have 30% core buildup. But Turbo Engine, since this thing has no shield whatsoever. And Viper Thrusters, which means you move faster when you're hovering or using your flight core. Because don't you find it really annoying when you use your core on someone and then they go around a corner? With this, you'll be able to move a lot faster. Ronin, Overcore. That sword core can be very helpful in tight situations. And Highlander, every Titan kill, it basically refills your sword core duration. So, and I really like this Titan. Come on, it has a sword. Doesn't get better than that. Tone. Overcore, because that salvo does so much damage, and you want that as fast as possible. Burst Loader. When you're doing Last Titan Standing, this is extremely helpful, because you can be peering around a corner and you just hold the aim button and they'll have 3 shots charged. And when a Titan appears, you fire and it shoots all 3 at the same time. And then you'll be able to shoot your tracking rockets. Lesion. Overcore. I know they did make it worse where the Lesion, only when it spawns it has 30% buildup, and then when it uses its core it goes back to 0. But the Smart Core, it's amazing. Like unlimited ammo for 15 seconds, that's pretty good. A lot of people would use Sensor Array because the Smart Core lasts longer. But I like Hidden Compartment because when the Lesion is using its power shot, that does a lot of damage. So I like to have 2 of those so you can use them directly, one next to another, because they do so much damage. And I prefer to use the close range mode, the power shot, because it's this wide range, perfect for taking out pilots. You may think that because the long range mode is more accurate, that'd be better, but it really isn't. For taking out pilots, it's the close range because of the power shot. And I use Dice Roll because it gives you the best possibility of getting these amazing boosts, such as battery backup, because this costs 80%. Dice Roll only 36. Sure, you can get any one, but only one, in my opinion, that isn't very good is Hollow Pilot Nova. Because for me, I always seem to use it at the wrong time. And Radar Jammer, it's pretty good. When another person uses it on you, it's pretty annoying. And Map Hack is good. My favorite are Amped Weapons, Smart Pistol, and Pilot Sentry. Just because Amped Weapons, it increases the damage. Pilot Sentry, this thing is very accurate. It is amazing. And Smart Pistol, if you see a guy with Smart Pistol, just consider yourself dead, basically. So those are my classes, and let's just go over them quickly. So we have Ghost, Shock Seeker, Hyperflight Hero, Rough Recon, Mid-Range Master, Phase Pilot, Last Titan Standing, Live Fire, Tank, Grapple Glider. You do not have to use my names, but just remember, Ghost, this, stay at a distance. Shock Seeker, good for objective game modes. Stim, amazing for live. This Hyperflight Hero, this is very good for novice players because Stim could easily get you out of situations. Rough Recon, this for a little bit more experienced players, because I know Cloak is a little hard to get used to knowing when to use it. Mid-Range Master, also very good for novice players. And Grapple, you get the hang of. Phase Pilot, I know I haven't done it, but just imagine what I said. So I have Phase Pilot, I Phase Shift, and then all the others are the same. And Tank, just imagine the Devotion and AWOL. So these are my classes. And just remember that one of the most important things in Titanfall that you have to remember is do not stop moving. So, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll